needed more seats, Chris. So, good afternoon. Honourable Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to Government House. You are very welcome for this swearing in and appointment of new ministers and the announcement of a senator appointed on the advice of the Premier. The making of ministerial appointments falls to me as acting governor, acting on the advice of the Premier under Section 58 of the Constitution. And also the appointment of government senator falls under Section 27(2). So following the announcement by the Premier, each new minister will be invited by me to take the oath of affirmation of allegiance and the affirmation for due execution of his or her office as a minister. So please let me now hand over to Premier Burt to make his announcements. I look forward to working with each and every minister and wish them success in carrying out their duties and responsibilities during their period of service. Mr. Premier. Please.
Acting Governor, Cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, families and friends, members of the media, and all who are present, thank you for coming and good afternoon. Today's appointments form part of a focused realignment of cabinet responsibilities. Since 2017, this government has won 3 successive and strong mandates for the people of Bermuda. That hard-won trust is not to be taken lightly, and I firmly believe that we were elected to deliver on our promises. My responsibility as Premier is to ensure that the government is best positioned to deliver on those promises. Our throne speech commitments, advance the legislative agenda, and keep the work of government moving as we near the end of this legislative session. These decisions are never easy. Serving in cabinet or as junior minister is a demanding piece of work, and it places pressure on ministers, families, as we all know so well, teams and colleagues. I want to thank former Senator Crystal Caesar, MP Michael Weeks, and MP Wayne Ferbert for their service, and I wish them well. However, the work of government continues. To the changes. First, Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, will be appointed to the Senate and will serve as Minister of National Security. Public safety requires urgency, discipline, and confidence. I expect the new minister to work closely with the police, Customs, Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service, the Royal Bermuda Regiment, and other agencies to support safer roads, safer communities, and thereby rebuilding public confidence. Additionally, the government has long promised cannabis reform, and Minister Parent-Chief's experience and background give me confidence that this will be achieved during this legislative session. Reverend Dr. Emily Gail Dill will serve as Minister for the Cabinet Office. Minister Dill's experience in human resources is uniquely suited to this ministry as the government presses ahead with public service reform. Minister Dill's charge will also include advancing electoral reform, which is currently underway. The Minister for the Cabinet Office works closely with me as Premier, and I look forward to sharing some of my knowledge of government with the new minister. Minister Diallo Rebane will assume responsibility for education. Education remains one of the most important commitments this government has made, and the work ahead includes advancing the long-promised Education Authority legislation, which has been the subject of thousands of hours of consultation over many years with a wide array of stakeholders. This government has promised that we will deliver school boards, promised greater parental and community involvement, and promised to decentralize authority from the Ministry of Education so that our schools are better supportive and more responsive. It is a promise that was in our platform, it was a promise that was in our throne speech, and it is a promise that must be delivered. Minister Alexa Lightbourne will assume responsibility for digital transformation in addition to her current responsibilities. This is a synergy with the existing technology items under her brief, and in her time in office, she has demonstrated the keen ability to get things done. Acting Governor, those are the announcements. I will see you close remarks if you allow once the appointments are finished.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. So first up, please, Mr. Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief.
I, Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, do affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, being appointed a minister, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the governor or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of Bermuda. And I do further solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or junior minister, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of Bermuda, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as a minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister.
Thank you. If I could have those two, let's come and take a seat briefly, Ruby.
The affirmation first.
Yes. Before that one? Right. That's fine. Those. Thank you. So next up, Dr. Emily Gale Dill.
I, Dr. Emily Gale Dill, do affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Dr. Emily Gale Dill, being appointed a minister, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the governor or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of Bermuda. And I do further solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or junior minister, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of Bermuda, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as a minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister.
Thank you, ma'am. Care to join me?
Sure.
Do the seat.
Thank you.
concludes the formal bits today, but Honourable Premier, you'd like to come back up and take any questions from the media, please.
They might have
Remarks
questions.
first?
They might have questions for you too.
Well, that's-
I'm teasing, Governor. Thank you. Congratulations to those who have just been sworn in. Good government requires listening to advice. It also requires decisions. We serve in a cabinet system of government. Ministers bring advice, questions, and concerns to the table, but once cabinet settles the government's position, the government must move forward. Fulfilling a throne speech commitment is not political expediency. It is delivering on a commitment made by an elected government to the people of Bermuda. The public expects us to finish the work we promise, and that is what these changes are about. I congratulate those who were sworn in today. I thank those who have served, and I ask all colleagues to remain focused on delivering for the people of Bermuda. Thank you, and I'm happy to take one or two questions, if I may. Nothing from BBC?
Good afternoon, Minister Premier. Thanks for the announcements today. In terms of the timing of this, did this catch you off guard, or is this something that was always in place?
I would say that I've been serving in this office for just shy of 9 years. Nothing is caught off guard because these, as I said, I had a number of meetings with ministers yesterday. All ministers get ministerial charges. We review these things on a regular basis. And I felt that it was in the right time to make changes. I think what is proper, right, and decent, as I've learned in my time in office, is that you offer people an opportunity to resign. And so that opportunity is given. So I'm not going to comment on the back and forth, but there's no surprise here. I've been very clear in my remarks. We have things that we need to deliver. And in my judgment, which is the judgment that is given to me under the Constitution of this country, I made the changes in the advice of the governor, which I think are in the best interest of advancing the government's agenda.
Would you like to share with us why Mr. Wingford and Mr. Michael Weeks will no longer be serving in their positions?
The same answer which I just gave. I just made the judgment that in order to advance the legislative agenda and execution of the matters of the office, a change was needed and required.
Okay, Jasmine has the order to this, so we'll do Jonathan, one question. Trevor, one question. Jonathan, you have a question for you?
Oh, I have many. Good afternoon, sir. I wanted to ask, I mean, with the leadership change coming up so soon, why now? Is this like a kind of interim cabinet? And presumably the next leader of the party is going to have their own thoughts on who...
Well, we have no idea who the next leader of the party may be. There's people that are running, but my job is to make sure that I run the government that exists. And here's an important point. The people of this country expect us to be working at all points in time. If I make the judgment that we need a change to ensure that we can have delivery on the promises of which we gave, whether or not that is 4 months or 4 years, the people of this country expect work delivery all the time. That is what I'm committed to. I have said very clearly that I'm going to run through the tape. I work very hard. I'm up every night, still late at night, continuing the work, and that's the work that we're expected of all ministers. And so from that particular perspective, we have a throne speech that we've laid out. All ministers have ministerial charges of which they are supposed to be executing on, and all ministers are committed to do so. And these new ministers will come in, will pick up the baton, and carry those particular matters forward. Thank you.
Did I hear correctly that you're going to get cannabis reform through in this legislative session? It should be ending quite soon, shouldn't it?
So let me explain to you the way that these things work.
Please.
The government comes up with legislation. The cabinet has approved matters. Drafting instructions have to happen and bills need to be brought. But those matters have been approved. Those matters have been discussed in Parliament. This is about making sure and making the changes that, in my view, will give us the best chance to make sure these particular matters are delivered.
Thank you, Jonathan. Trevor?
Premier, you did mention, yes, I'm going to piggyback off of Jonathan's last question, cannabis reform. Tuning in on the sense of dissatisfaction with Minister Weeks for not pushing that bill forward has brought some anxieties for us. Can you speak on that?
I'm not going to speak on any individual conversations which I may have with a minister, and I have no idea how you can have an understanding of certain things, because I am uncertain if a former minister would have had such a conversation, as that would not be keeping inside of his particular modus operandi. What I will say is that the minister has announced these particular things. My view is what the government promises in our throne speeches, we should deliver in the legislative session. That is the system of government in which we have, and it is my judgment that we needed to make adjustments to give us the best chance to deliver the things of which we promised. The Education Authority is something that is particularly important. It is something that went through countless hours of consultation to deliver school boards to schools, to deliver autonomy to schools, to decentralize from the Ministry of Education that currently exists. And those are matters which I think need to make sure that we advance. We've promised them and we must deliver them. That is what the country expects. Also on matters related to medicinal cannabis, we've promised those and we must deliver them. And I look forward for those matters being advanced and have every confidence that the new ministers will be able to get those things done.
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. This is the end of the formal part of the ceremony. If there's more questions, they're taken out front of Government House. Everyone else, please enjoy some refreshments on the veranda. Thank you.
And ministers for photos.
Bermuda Live on YouTube. Subscribe now.